Welcome to the session 2 of the AI Agents tutorial. In this session, we will focus on configure an Agentforce service to automate customer interactions. So let's get a start. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand the role of an Agentforce service agent, configure a basic service agent in Agentforce, assign the agent to a service channel, and validate the setup in Salesforce. An Agentforce service agent is an AI-driven assistant that interacts with users and helps resolve cases. It works by using predefined introductions, automations, and integrations to provide support and escalate issues when needed. To successfully configure an Agentforce service agent, we need to understand its key components. Agent profile defines how the agent behaves. Service channel determines where the agent will operate, such as chat or cases. Agent assignments associates the agent with a specific queues, and testing and validation ensures the configuration is working as expected before deployment. Now, let's move on to the hands-on portion where we will configure a service agent for CRS Info Solutions. We will create an AI-powered assistant, assign it to a service channel, and validate its setup. The first steps that we are going to do is to create a new service agent in Agentforce. Then we will start defining its role and set up the responses. After that, we will configure the custom actions and topics. Then we will assign the agent to a service channel. And finally, we will test and validate the agent's responses. So let's go through these steps in Salesforce together. Okay guys, so now I'm here in my developer edition, the one that we signed up in the last session. If you remember, these editions comes enabled with the Agentforce and also the Data Cloud. So for today's exercise, we are going to create support assistant, and this will be for CRS Info Solutions. And as a context, we will say that we want this assistant to help the customers to have like an overview or to know what a training it's about, what's the description of a course, the list of the courses that we have, and if that course has available sessions for the next week, so we can answer him back in that like a type of chatbot, but like a super powerful chatbot. And also, we are going to deploy the agent into a Salesforce site. So we are going to use Experience Cloud. So probably this will be like a very, for some of you, a new topic or functionality or a cloud that you have already used. But today also we are going to learn how to use it and how to deploy our assistant to that site. So for today's practice, we also need like a pre-work. I have created 2 custom objects, but don't worry about it because those are like a very basic ones, just like to let the assistant know what are the available courses from CRS Info Solution and the available sessions of that courses. So for that, I create like custom object. The first one is course. This object will handles all the information about the trainings. And for this custom object, I also created 2 custom fields. The first one is description, so we can set the description of that course, and the assistant will use that description for telling the client what it's about. And another custom option, custom field, called duration. So we can set the information like if the training will, the duration will be like 2 weeks or 1 month. We can also set that in this field. But this is not to be like this. You can also add some custom fields if you want, or the data type. If you don't want it like a text because you want it like a pick list, you can also do it. It's not mandatory to be like this. So, and the other custom object that I also created, it's session. this one. So for this custom object, the main purpose is to handle all the information about the sessions for each course. So for this one, I just only create 2 custom fields also. And the first one was the date, so we can know when it's this session. And the other one is a master detail relationship to the course object, so we can know to which course it's related that session. So in this one, as you see, it's like very simple, but if you want to make it like complex, you can also add like the end date, the time, the duration, description, notes if you want. So great. Now that we have the 2 custom objects, we can start creating our agent. So for that, if you remember, we will go to the setup and we will type in the quick find agent and we will click on agents. So in the last session, we start modifying like the Agentforce default, but for this practice, we are going to create a new one from scratch. So we are going to click on new agent. In here, we are going to select the Agentforce service agent because we want to create an assistant, an agent that the customers can ask some questions. So for this time and for this practice, we are going to select the Agentforce service agent. Usually, like this type of agents comes with standard topics. As you see, because it's a service agent, Salesforce has like some standard topics called case management. For example, this topic is related for handle customer inquiries and actions related to support cases, account management, reservation management. If we want to keep these default topics, we can just let it like this. But if you don't want it, like you want your custom topics, or this agent it's not related with no one of these topics that you have in here, so you can just easily click on this button and you will just remove it. I'm going to remove all the standard topics because we are going to create our custom topics and custom actions to it. So we will just remove it and then just click on next. So this is a very important step while we are creating an agent from scratch, because this will determine how an AI agent behaves and presents itself in conversations. So for this agent, we are going to call him like CRS Support Assistant. And we have this description per default, and it's related to the type of agent that we have selected. We can keep it like this, or we can also modify this information. But the two important, we can just keep this one like per default, but these two we need to like to personalize with the job description that this assistant will be doing. So for example, in the role, we need to set the job description for the agent. This will tell the agent what role it's playing in our company, in CRS Info Solution in this case. So for this agent, we are going to set the next role, and we will say that he is going to be a customer service representative, and he will be assisting learners and clients with course enrollments, troubleshooting training platform issues, and providing information about CRS Info Solutions program. As you see, we will define the role of this assistant, and then we will need to tell the assistant what the company specializes, what the company represents, so he has some context when he start interacting with the clients. So for this, I'm going to set that he is working the CRS Info Solution that provides top-tier Salesforce training and consulting services, helping professionals enhance their skills and businesses optimize their Salesforce implementations. So we have set the company, the role, the name, the description of the agent. So now he will know how to present itself in the conversations with each client. Then the last step is to select the agent user. So if you click in here, you will see the list of the users that you have in Salesforce, all the active users. So for this time, I'm going to select Instant Service Agent User. But if you don't see that user, you can also just click on New Agent User and the setup will automatically create that user for you. So what does it mean, this like agent user? This would let the agent know what profile he will be using, what information he will be accessed. For example, if the agent has been set with the admin user, for example, Yuli, and if Yuli it's an admin has an admin profile, then this assistant will also have an admin profile. So he will have access to all the information, all the objects, and he will also create, edit in all the objects that an admin has access. And if the admin has access to see all the records of the organization, then the assistant will also be able to see all the records of the organization. As a good practice, we recommend to create a user specialized for a specific for the agent. So you can select the user if you already created, but if you don't have a special user for the agent, you can also just click on New Agent User, and when you click on Next, that user will be created. So don't worry about it if you don't see this option or this user, because you can create it from this option too. So I'm going to select this user. I don't want the setup to create another user because I already have one. And then I'm going to click on Next. We are going to skip this step. For this practice, we don't need to select data library.